It takes a certain level of heartlessness in order for one to be able to easily inflict this level of damage on a person, to look someone in the eye, someone who is begging for their life, and still choose to brutally assault them, not because of any deep personal grievance, but simply because it is business, reveals a level of evil that most people cannot understand. Yet, that is exactly what this gang did, repeatedly, to innocent people whose only mistake was boarding the wrong vehicle. January 3rd, 2026 was supposed to be a normal day. Nurse Chinemere Pascalina had spent her afternoon doing exactly what she always did, saving lives at the Federal Medical Center in Abuja. After her shift ended, she closed from work, stepped outside and boarded a vehicle to head home. She had done this countless times before. There was no reason to think that this time would be any different. Sadly, she never made it home. The vehicle Chinemere boarded was not a genuine taxi. It belonged to a vicious criminal syndicate that had been operating in Abuja's Federal Capital Territory, preying specifically on female passengers by posing as commercial vehicles operators. This is what Nigerians call the one-chance operators. Once Chinemere was inside, she was trapped. The criminals subdued her, bound her hands with a cord, covered her eyes with a scarf, and took everything she had. But robbing her was not enough for these men. They held her captive and contacted her family, demanding a ransom of 3.5 million naira for her return. Her family, desperate and terrified, paid the full amount. They gathered every naira of that money, believing it would bring her back alive. But the syndicate had no intention of honoring their word. Despite receiving the ransom, they murdered Nurse Chinemere. Her body was later discovered, dumped near Katangwe Bridge along the Kubwa Expressway, discarded like garbage after her family had already paid to save her. The case of Chinemere was not an isolated incident. About a month apart, another nurse, Chinenye Bridget Okorobia, also fell victim to the exact same syndicate. She too was abducted and killed. Her body was also found, dumped near the Katangwe Bridge on the Kubwa Expressway. Two nurses, two women who had dedicated their lives to caring for the sick, both were taken, murdered, and dumped on the same expressway. The National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives condemned the killings in the strongest possible terms. Their statement described the deaths as wicked, senseless, and an assault not just on the nursing profession, but on all of humanity. They expressed deep sorrow and outrage, calling on security agencies to act quickly. Police investigations revealed the full picture of how this syndicate operated, and it was more calculated and more chilling than most people imagine. The gang specifically targeted women, believing female passengers were less likely to fight back or overpower them. They operated from commercial vehicles, presenting themselves to unsuspected commuters as ordinary taxi drivers going to popular destinations. When a target was identified, one gang member would approach and stand with the woman at the roadside. When the driver appeared to be heading to her destination and she agreed to board, she would enter, and the gang member would also enter with her. The doors would be locked and the windows would go up. The vehicle was fitted with tinted glass, making it impossible for anyone outside to see what was happening inside. Once the vehicle was moving, the victim was immediately restrained. A cord was used to tie their hands, a scarf was used to cover their eyes, a knife was produced, and the victim was told to cooperate, hand over money, and not resist. Their phone was taken and checked. If the victim did not have enough cash on them, they were forced to call family members or friends to transfer money to accounts controlled by the gang. After collecting whatever they could, some victims were dropped off in remote locations. Others, like the two nurses, were never released at all. The gang also made it intentionally difficult for police to track them. They constantly changed vehicles, switching between different cars so that no single car could be identified and linked back to them. They also frequently changed their places of residence and hideouts, staying ahead of investigators. During the investigation, police discovered that the leader of this gang was so confident in his ability to escape justice that he boasted openly that nobody could ever arrest him. He claimed that the only thing capable of arresting him would have been a dead person, meaning he believed himself to be entirely untouchable. He would soon find out how wrong he was. The commander of the Special Tactical Squad described the operation as one of the most difficult his unit had ever handled. The team spent a year and 5 months tracking these criminals through coordinated surveillance and intelligence gathering. Every time the gang changed vehicles, investigators adapted. Every time they moved to a new hideout, the squad followed the trail. Eventually, the syndicate's luck ran out. The gang leader was apprehended at a hideout inside a military estate at Kashi. The commander said they picked him up like a rat. His other gang members were also arrested. Following the arrest, police conducted a crime scene reconstruction exercise. The suspects were brought back to demonstrate exactly how they carried out their operations. They showed how they identified targets, how they lured victims into vehicles, how they subdued and restrained them, and how they extracted money.
So when we see the lady standing at the road, that person will come down to go and stand with the lady. Yes. So once he said Jabi, and you said okay, and Joseph will park, he enter. The lady will also enter. Then we'll go. So Joseph will watch his back on his AC and they wind up his glass. They are tinted glass and they're on child lock. So once they enter, the other person is already at the back, me at the front. We'll hold the lady, knife will be at the front seat with me. Then I'll bring out the knife and tell the person to either cooperate. That's money that we need. So we'll use this cord to tie the person's hand. We use the scarf to tie the person's eye. Then we collect the bag, give to the server at the front seats, everything we see inside. So we'll check their phones, the money they have. If they don't have money, they'll call their maybe friends or their family. They'll send money to their accounts. Then we drop them and go and withdraw.
Several of their victims were called to come and identify the suspects during this exercise, bringing face to face the criminals who had robbed, tortured, and traumatized them. One survivor, a woman named Issa, had lost over 11.5 million naira and other valuables to the gang after an extended night of torture. She described the lasting damage to her health and mental state. She said she now struggles to see properly following the ordeal.
I can't see very well.
After the encounter with your eye?
I can't really see anything very well. I rarely see colors, alphabets. At a point, the first few weeks, I can't see anything close to me.
I was so excited and I couldn't wait to get here.
This syndicate was not the only one-chance operation terrorizing Abuja. Years earlier, in November 2018, a secondary school teacher experienced her own nightmare at the hands of a similar gang. On November 9, 2018, the teacher boarded a taxi in a suburb of Abuja, not knowing that the driver and every other passenger were criminals. Within 2 minutes, the gang pinned her down, wound up the windows, and demanded money. They searched her bag and took everything. When she resisted, they strangled her around the neck until she lost consciousness and dumped her in a roadside gutter. When she woke up, she was lying on the ground. Hearing only passing vehicles in the distance, she crawled along the road until she could shout for help. A passerby rescued her and took her to a police station. The following day, police arrested 2 suspects at their hideout. The suspects confessed and revealed that it was already their 4th such operation.
And we took our money and our phone. So that's all we took from her. And our 2 MTN cards. So the woman was begging for us to release her. So we now took her to after day. That's where we discharge her. Then this my colleagues here.
Tell you the truth, I have built this time. This is the 4th one now. The 3rd, I haven't been up to 1 week in Abuja here. Tomorrow we make it 1. This is the 4th operation before this thing happened.
At least 25 suspects had been arrested in 3 months prior to this case in connection with one-chance crimes across Abuja. The sheer scale of the problem was what had prompted the Nigeria Police Force to establish a dedicated special squad specifically to deal with one-chance syndicates. Under Nigerian law, the members of these syndicates face extremely serious charges: kidnapping, robbery, and murder. Each carry severe penalties. The death penalty can be applied in cases of murder, given that the syndicate abducted Nurse Chinemerin, collected a ransom, and still murdered her, and that they also killed Nurse Chinenye. The charges against them involve multiple counts of murder, on top of kidnapping and armed robbery. If convicted on all counts, the surviving gang members face the possibility of the death penalty. The boastful gang leader, who once said no living person could ever arrest him, now sits in custody, waiting for courts to deliver their verdict. What do you think should be done to this gang? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and also subscribe to our channel or page for more true crime stories.